I walked out of a very shady orientation today. I had applied for a company on Indeed.com. I know it's not the best website, but I am relatively new to the Austin area and I don't really know any better websites. Nor do I want to walk around in Texas heat any more than I absolutely have to. The job I had applied to stated a pay rate of $800 a week to start off with and $1,000 a week after I am done with training. Which, when you take into account my previous job experience being nothing but fast food, a potential $25 an hour seemed pretty good. Assuming the job was 40 hours a week like the Indeed listing said it was. Then the red flags started popping up with the first over-the-phone interview. The job was actually 48 hours a week, not 40. Basically it would a typical 95, but with you working Saturday as well. The second over-the-phone interview stated that the job wasn't actually handling phone calls from clients like the Indeed post said, but instead I would be a sales representative with quotas to meet, albeit not paid on commissions like you would expect a quota-based job to be. Finally, at orientation, I was told that the training would be 6 months, as opposed to 4 weeks as I have been told, and that the training class had fees which would drop the $800 a week to $400 a week, and that after the training class one would be knowledgeable enough to start up my own sales company, which they would be more than happy lending out $40,000 for me to start up my own, as long as I could pay that back within a year with interest, of course. I walked out of the orientation claiming that I was offered a better position at a different company, where the person I told put on the fakest sad face I've ever seen and said that there was a ton of opportunity here and it would be unwise to throw that all away. I still declined to continue and walked away. Was I correct in assuming that this was a scam? Basically every bone in my body was telling to GTFO of there as fast as possible. Edit. Just thought I would clear up some of my phrasing. I didn't want Indeed to come off as a bad website or defend my use of it. I was explain why I did that as opposed to applying on local company sites or going around handing in applications. New to the area and without a car makes it hard to do that. And I didn't know of any websites that hired for local companies. Also, I rode my bike to the orientation. So technically I didn't walk away. I rode away. Edit 2. The name of the company I applied to is Ashton Equity. I am not sure if they have a parent company or not. I'm sure I couldn't have been the only one to walk out of that, so I'm pretty sure I am safe from retaliation. If they can even do that. They wanted me to rent out water dispensers and sell the 5-gallon Nestle water jugs for them. Definitely a scam. Never pay to get a job. This sounds like a textbook multi-level marketing scheme. Good on you for recognizing the red flags and getting out of there. You should report the job listing to Indeed so that these people can't take advantage of others who are less aware than you. Report it to Indeed. Sounds like a cult or a Ponzi scheme. Edit. Yes. I know about MLMs and Scamway. It was a 7-word post covering basics. And frankly, an MLM is just a Ponzi variant. Those who feel smart adding it. I laugh at you. Scam. If you have to pay them to get a job, it's a scam. If you have to pay them for training, it's a scam. If you are required to borrow startup funds from them, it's a scam. If they want you to lease your office and business equipment from them for your job, business, it's a scam. 1000% scam. You did good getting out of there. Anytime a company charges you for training, not for accreditation that can be used anywhere, it is always a scam. You did right. Apply on Indeed enough and you'll start recognizing these just from the posting. Almost all the sales jobs on Indeed are MLMs. Was it a Kirby sales representative you actually met with them face to face? Wow, sketchy. Ponzi scheme, MLM, cult, or all three? Dealer's choice, but leaving was the correct decision. What are good sites to apply to jobs? You were absolutely correct that this was a scam. It's 100% an MLM. Because they were training you to start your own sales company, as opposed to working for them as an employee. Which means you would have been getting no benefits, having to pay all portions of FICA, and that they would be charging you for PD. Run, name, shame, and burn all the bridges. That was a scam, and probably a straight-up MLM. Walking at the first red flag was justified, being told you weren't gonna be an employee but instead selling their stuff as your own boss. But while still being managed on time and quotas? That's just irrational and impossible. Honestly, your first clue, red flag, should have been the offer of $1,000 a week coupled with your low-level work experience. Glad you got out of there when you did. That was shady as hell. Ghost them. 100% an MLM, pyramid scam. Any job that requires you to pay for training from them is a scam. Particularly if it's for sales. Any job that you start new at that requires you to pay for training, equipment, or gives you a loan you have to pay back is a scam. I had a similar interview once. According to the job ad, it was an back office job. I arrived at a basically empty office. There were people in the offices, acting like they were working on something. But one close look and I saw the monitors weren't even turned on. And the office furniture was empty as well. I wasn't alone in the interview. There were 23 other applicants. The guy who interviewed me didn't even ask typical interview questions. After about 20 minutes of that charade, I realized it was about 20 people who were interviewed at the same time. They gathered all applicants outside. Some young people in suits joined in with luxury cars, acting like the whole world belonged to them. Then they told the applicants they were supposed to drive by train somewhere to do cold calling with random people right at their doorstep. I already knew in that pseudo office it's a scam, MLM, pyramid scheme, or whatever. I just was curious what would happen next. So when everybody stood on the train station and got on the train they wanted us to take, I waited for the doors of their train to close without joining them and drove home in the opposite direction. Pretty shady stuff. Fortunately, I found a real job shortly after. Any job that charges for training is a scam. Sounds like a similar experience I had when I was referred to Primerica.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.